Hey everyone, it's Erica. Welcome to the Pink Fresh Studio YouTube. Today I have a mini album that I want to share with you guys, and I'm going to be using these dies here, and these are the diagonal stitched rectangle dies, and I'll leave them linked down below for you guys. And I just punched a whole bunch of the pattern paper from the new Home for the Holidays collection, and then also die cut some white pieces of cardstock. I took this 12 by 12 cut apart and cut apart all of those little cutouts there, and you can see I also added some stitching and then created some little flip ups. I have this rose gold binder ring that I'm going to use, and I'm going to go ahead and punch holes in all of the papers that I have. I also cut some banner shapes out of the pattern papers and then some white cardstock. I'm going to create a little mini book, and I love creating mini books like this. They're super easy. They make great gifts. They're really fun to put all of your little memories and your journaling into them. So I'm just going to create this album and show you guys my process. So I'm just layering up a few of these rectangle dies that I cut out using the die set from Pink Fresh Studio. It just adds a little bit of a diagonal stitch all around the border. And then some of these pieces I went and added some stitching with my sewing machine. I love the look of threads hanging out from the top and the bottom and all over the album. I just really love the look of that. So I ran a bunch of these pieces through my sewing machine as well. I'm just using this paper punch here, or this hole punch. I picked it up on Amazon, and when I teach classes, this is the hole punch that I use and I pass out when we create our mini albums. I just love the size of the hole. It works really well. So I always have this on my desk. Here are my photos, and I am trimming them up. They're about 1.5 by 1.5, maybe 2 by 2 size photos, and I edit them in the app called A Color Story, and then I upload them into PicFrame app and create little collages like this. This size photo works really well for little albums like this. So there's just some holiday photos, and I'm just going to go through and start embellishing all of the pages of this album. Some of the die cuts and stickers I pop up on some foam adhesive. Some of them I glue down with some wet glue. I make sure that I add enamel dots. I'm adding some staples. I use all of the embellishments. I have the cardstock stickers, I have the ephemera, the snow globe elements, the mixed embellishments. Lots of fun. I'd like to do interactive pages as well. This page here, there's this little 2 by 2 cut apart, and then I'm going to add this photo of my son Grant with his sloth that he got for Christmas. This was like his favorite toy, or it's not even a toy, but stuffed animal. I believe it was 15 or 16 in this photo, and his favorite thing ever was this gigantic sloth. It's like the size of him. He loves sloth. That's like his spirit animal, I swear. So it's a photo of him sitting on the chair hugging this gigantic sloth. So this page here is one of the banner shapes, and there's a picture of my 2 oldest boys in front of the Christmas tree. And I'm just going to add some die cuts, some stickers. There's a little string of lights at the top there. And then I have this little banner that's going to go across that says Home for Christmas. I also pulled out some of the die cut tags that came in the ephemera pack, and I add those to the album as well. Great little spots to add journaling. I like to add staples into those as well, and also run them through the sewing machine and add stitching on those. This page here is a little flip up. So there's a little card there that I created, or I used the cut apart sheet and cut it apart and adhered 2 of them together and then ran them through the sewing machine. Just adding some photos, or a photo on that flap, adding some embellishments, and then I will go back and add like a little journal spot right there so I can type up my journaling. And then I also created a pocket, so I added some red tape along the 2 sides and on the bottom, and then I'll stick that down to that page right there. So then I can add some tags and some photos in that little pocket. So it is a pocket and then also a little flip up. I love to do little pages like this. The kids love going back and looking at the albums and they loved to be able to pull like tags and photos out of pockets or out of envelopes, or to be able to like open like the little flip ups or flip outs. They really like the interactive pages like that, so I like to include those in my album. I did just add some of the cut aparts. I just punched holes, add stitching, and then add those to the album as well. So I'm going to create a little flip out here for this page, and it's just one of the pieces of white cardstock that I cut with the pinkfresh.studio die. I'm just going to create a little score line, probably about a 1/2 inch on the right hand side, and then I will add adhesive there to that tab that it creates, and then it'll easily flip open a little booklet type onto the page, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute. I'm going to get the red line tape stuck down here on this tab that I've created, and then I will get that stuck down onto the page, and then you'll see that I'm able to open up that flap, open and close it, and it gives me more room to add more photos, more journaling, more embellishments. So I'm going to embellish this front cover here with some of the die cuts. There's the little presents that I popped up on some foam adhesive, and then I stick another little present sticker behind there. Going to add this piece of cardstock here for a mat for my photo. And then I will get my photo stuck down. This is a really easy way to create a mini album. This album took me no time at all to create. Once all the pages were cut, it was really easy to go in with all of the embellishments from the collection and just create some really fun pages. So the last page of the album is just a piece of the white cardstock die cut with the Essentials diagonal, excuse me, stitched die. And that is a pinkfresh.studio cut file right there, the little ornament. I just added it to the paper with some wet adhesive. I'm going to add some snowflake die cuts. And then I also add a little tab there on the side that says twinkle, and then also some white enamel dots. I will go back and add my photo here in just a little bit. So I'm going back and flipping back to a couple of the pages here that I had skipped over, and going to go ahead and embellish. I have this pink tag here that I'm going to add this little die cut here, and I love the little it's like a ribbed notebook edge here at the end. So I'm going to let that hang off the tag. I love to have different elements hanging off of the pages. I just really like the way that it looks. I like the texture. So I'm going to adhere this down with some wet glue and make sure that it's kind of falling off of that tag just a little bit. Then I will get my photos placed down there. I'm going to put 2 photos of my boys baking gingerbread men, and I'm going to embellish around the photos, adding some die cuts and some stickers, and then also adding in some gold enamel dots from the Home from the Holidays collection. Just getting these little die cuts stuck down. I love to have little die cuts and florals and leaves peeking out from behind photos. Mini albums like this make a great little gift, something cute to have sitting out on your coffee table. Like I said, my kids really enjoy going through all the albums and looking at past holidays. It's really fun to get memories documented in a little book like this. Here is another page, and I'm going to create a little flip up here. I'm going to add some of that same punch, like the little notebook punch. I have one of these in my stash, and it's going to match the die cut from the Home from the Holidays collection. So I'm going to create another flip up. I'm just adding a little score line here so that I can create a tab to put my adhesive. And I really like this red line tape. It's really, really sticky and works really, really well. So there is a little flip up that I've created. Going to add a die cut to the bottom of that, and then I will add a photo. Then I have a great place underneath that I can add some more photos or go ahead and add journaling about the photo. So you'll see me go back through the pages and I'll add a few more things here and there. I know I add in some of the white puffy alpha stickers to some of my pages. This page right here of my son Grant, I'm going to go ahead and put tutor on the side because that is what we call him. So I'm just going to use these white alphas and spell out his little nickname, Tutor. He has been Tutor ever since he was probably about a week old, and he is now 16, and he is still Tutor to this day. Everyone calls him Tutor, and he's just Tutor. So I'm going to add a few more embellishments around here. I'm going to add another string of lights up there. And then on this little tag here, I'm going to add the word joy. I'm going to add a little die cut right here. It was looking kind of bare, so I'm going to add this little bird looking at the two boys. Get that stuck down with some wet adhesive. And then I have this card here that I added some stitching to. And then I also went ahead and put a score line in there so that I could create another flip out. Gonna get adhesive stuck down to the tab that it created and then get it stuck down to the page. I will add some photos inside the tab and then onto the page itself. And then I have this little die cut here. I'm going to cut it in half and create a little tab there on the side. Just using some wet glue to get that stuck down. And I really like that. I love having little tabs like this on the side of the album. I did that on some of the other pages in this book. There are some different tabs that come in the ephemera pack, so I added those on there. And then I will go back and add one of the little wooden buttons as well. So I'm going to get a photo stuck down in here, and I'll add that down with some wet adhesive. I will pull one of the cardstock stickers and get a sticker stuck down there. Then I will put another photo right there on the page of the book, and then add one of the cardstock banners that says Celebrate at the bottom of that black and white photo. Like I said, this is a quick and easy way to create a really fun and chunky album. You could add some really pretty threads to your binder ring as well. I think I might do some red pom-pom string at the top, and maybe like a black and white bow as well. Here's some twine. I'm just going to add this to the top of one of my tags. Just adding another kind of a texture in this book. And then I do run that tag through my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter to add a little bit of journaling to that tag. So here is that flip out page here, and I'm going to go ahead and add some more photos inside and some more embellishments. So I put 4 photos inside of this flip out. I add a little Christmas tree die cut. I added a little ticket that says Deck the Halls, and then a little stocking, one of those layered embellishments there. So it's got a stocking and it's got some ornaments hanging down. The photos are of some of my favorite homemade ornaments that the kids have made throughout the years. So just kind of going back and forth and seeing if there's anything else I want to add to the pages. I go in and add enamel dots. If there is no enamel dots on one of the pages, then I go through and add at least a couple of them to all of the pages. Going to go ahead and add a photo here on this flip up right there on top of the die cut Noel. I'm going to stick that down with some wet adhesive. And the glue that I'm using is the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and it works really, really well. I'm going to add a photo here, another one of the kids' ornaments, and you can see one of my boys' hands opening up his little book ornament there. It's the Goodnight Moon book, and it's one of our favorite books. So there's a photo of that hanging on the tree. Going to add this little wood button right here to that little tab. And then I'm just kind of flipping back to the beginning of the book, seeing if there's anything else that I want to add. So the biggest size page in this book, I would say maybe about 4 by 5.5. It's a good little size book, and it's got lots of embellishments, lots of different elements. I love all of the pages and all of the different spots that you can hide some journaling or add journaling. Lots of spaces for all kinds of photos. If there are little pieces of ephemera that you pick up throughout the month, while you're doing like a December daily or a December documented, there's lots of places to add pockets and things like that. So at the front of the books, I like to have smaller pages and smaller elements. So I'm just adding in some smaller cut aparts, and then I will go and add a die cut that says joy. So I just punch a hole in it and put it there at the front of the album. And you'll see that in just a little bit. And then at the end, you will see all of the still shots of the album. And then down below, I will make sure that I leave the Home for the Holidays collection link down below for you, as well as the blog post that goes along with this so that you guys can see the photos a little bit better. Just going in and adding some more words here to my album. I added the word love there on one of the banner tabs, and then I do go and add the word joy on one of these little tags. That pretty much finishes up my album. It's really, really quick and really, really easy. I hope you guys are inspired to create something like this. I love using these binder rings to create my albums. So I'll do a quick little flip through of the book for you so you guys can see some of the details of the album. But like I said, there are some still shots coming up, and then you can see more on the Pink Fresh Studio blog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this cute little mini album, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the Pink Fresh Studio YouTube, and make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when we post another video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.